If you've ever had to take time off because of an injury, you know the mental battle is just as tough as the physical one. 1 week, you're hitting the rhythm, right? You're hitting your goals. And the next, you're forced to pause. It's frustrating, but being sidelined doesn't mean you just sit on the couch and wait. Recovery is an active process. In this video, I'm going to be walking you through how I'm approaching my comeback after my injury, starting with how I'm fueling my body differently and how I'm shifting my training to rebuilding safely and the mental rule I'm using so I don't wind up right back at square one. When your mileage drops or you can't train the way you normally do, your nutritional needs shift. You're no longer fueling for high performance or burning massive amounts of energy on a long run. You're fueling for repair. That's why I've been making this green smoothie consistently. So I'm needing to eat better. And so the only way I know how to eat better is to just focus on what's worked in the past. And what's worked in the past is one of my smoothies that I make. And it has spinach in it. It has almond butter in it. I've got pistachios, and I've got my Vega protein power mix here. So that's essentially what I put into this thing. I used to use this too, and I still do because it's oat milk and it's fortified in so many different ways. So I do drink this, but for today's smoothie, I'm gonna leave this out. So this is like it's like 3 cups. That's like 1 cup. It's a lot for 1 cup. Okay, maybe I just do 1. I'll do, or I can do 2. It's good enough. It's enough spinach. All right, let's move you over here. And we'll put in a 1/4 cup of pistachios. These are from Costco. Actually, everything here is from Costco. I should measure this, but maybe a little bit more than I should put in there, but so see what happens. Okay, I'm going to do one more scoop. My 2 scoops for today. All right. This is what she looks like. When you're immobilized or you're sidelined, muscle loss is going to happen, and it happens fast. So getting adequate protein is huge for maintaining lean muscle tissue. Beyond that, loading up on greens and antioxidants gives your body the micronutrients it needs to fight inflammation, which I have in my knee, and cognitive repair tissue. Instead of cutting calories drastically because I'm moving less, I'm focusing on high nutritional density, high quality protein for a vegan, and real greens and micronutrients. Step 2 is staying moving without aggravating the injury. And right now, my main goal isn't building speed or testing my limits, it's maintaining a solid aerobic base and keeping the habit alive. That means pivoting to low impact movement, whether that's dedicated to walking or biking or swimming. Time on the stationary bike or light cross training, keeping the blood flowing is essential. Blood flow brings nutrients to the injured tissue and speeds up recovery. Plus, getting outside and moving keeps your head in the right space when you can't do your primary sport. An injury is usually a symptom of an imbalance or a structural weakness that shows up over time. So instead of viewing downtime as lost progress, I'm treating it as an opportunity to fix the foundation and spending dedicated time in the gym building structural resilience. And we're talking single leg stability, glute engagement, calf strength, and core work, and wall sits that are going to help my knee. If you just wait until the pain stops and go straight back to doing what you were doing before, you're going to get the same results. You have to build a body that can handle the load before you can increase the load. The hardest piece is managing your ego. When you test the waters again, your heart rate might spike higher than usual for a pace that used to feel really effortless. And that's going to be normal. Your cardiovascular system and aerobic engine needs time to recalibrate. And this is where you can rely on data, not pride. Watch your heart rate, keep your effort strictly in low intensity zones, and use run-walk intervals if you need to. Like pushing through pain or trying to force your old pace on your recovering body is the fastest way to trigger a relapse. Be patient with the process. Honor where your fitness is today, not where it was 3 months ago. Coming back from an injury isn't a straight line, but if you treat recovery as an act of discipline, fueling it right, building strength, and keeping your ego in check, you come back stronger than you were before. If you're going through a setback right now, drop a comment below and let me know how you're managing it. It's always challenging times when you're coming back from an injury. I know it all too well. I've been dealing with some knee issues, and I think what's happened is I've lost muscle. I have not been working out like I should have been. And because of that, I noticed that I had kind of picked up this inflammation in my knee, right? I've had acupuncture. I've had laser therapy on it. I've been taping it with KT tape. I've been doing the things that need to be done, like even icing it. I've been doing all of those things. And one of the biggest things I've also been doing is eating an anti-inflammatory foods, right? So eating my greens, I should say maybe drinking my green smoothie has certainly helped. And that's something that I used to do a long time ago. But I need to make sure, as a vegetarian, I need to make sure that I'm getting enough protein in my diet as possible. Because, when you don't eat meat, you have to substitute and you have to find it. And it's fine because now that I'm paying more attention to it, I used to use MyFitnessPal and I kind of forgot about it for like the longest time. But I'm back using it now and I'm noticing how it's helping me stay balanced. I'm back taking my vitamins that I stopped taking. I take Lifelong Vitality, and this stuff works really well. So I do feel a difference with that. And, I've talked to my wife and we've come up with a solution for mealtime because everyone's different on what things that they like to eat. So she's tried to find some bigger plates of food that will have more protein in them as opposed to being carb central, right? So again, when you're dealing with the chef, you need to make sure that, you get the right things, or you just cook it yourself, right? But, that also adds a weird dynamic in family life, right? So anyways, my wife is really good with the whole side of the whole cooking and everything else. So I just kind of go down that road, mention some of the things I need, and making sure that I get the amount of protein that my body requires, specifically when I'm coming back from an injury. And I'm just being me, right? I tell it all how it is, and I I noticed I wasn't having enough protein in my diet while I've been going through this recovery. And because of that, I think that's why it's been so delayed, and a combination of things, trying to diagnose what's been going on. I thought I knew what it was, like when it first started to happen, because it was something I had happened before, but really I didn't. I honestly didn't know what the heck was going on. Kept trying to think I knew, but yeah, didn't turn out that way. But now I have a general idea of what's going on, and it is feeling better. It's just going to take time, and I'm just going slow. So getting rid of the weight is number one, right? I can't carry all this extra weight thinking I'm going to be running and I'm going to feel great. It's going to be a shocker on the knees. So the approach to this is, seriously, no running until I lose the weight. So I'm doing it based on walking, based on diet, and going to the gym. These are things that I'm doing actively. One step at a time, baby. One step at a time. Something else that I need to be very aware of, and that is ticks, right? We have Lyme disease in my area. And if you don't know what Lyme disease is, it's not a good thing, man. Put it up on the screen for you to read. You can Google it. So I really have to pay attention to the environment that I'm running in, or I'm walking in, or whatever, because there could be a chance that I could pick up a tick, it could bite me, and then I could get a rash or whatever, and I may not see it or whatever, and then I've missed my opportunity to get on antibiotics to deal with it. And if I miss that, I think it's a 48-hour window, or 24. Anyways, if I miss that window, there could be a chance I'm dealing with Lyme disease for a very long time. So I'm aware of that. And where you pick these ticks up are in places like right behind me, right? In the woods, on long grass, right? There's like, I'm on a trail right now. Not that you can really see it, but it's kind of a trail. Used to be a trail. But so you stay away from the long grasses. And if you do go into those areas, you want to make sure that you're wearing protective gear like tights with your socks pulled over the tights, long sleeves, the whole thing, right? Like you want to protect yourself. So these are things I got to deal with. I'm sure you got to deal with all of your things going on in your neck of the woods. But I know a couple of people that have been bitten by ticks, and it's a very expensive recovery. And I don't know anybody that has recovered 100%. As some of my friends who are at 75%, one of them is at around 90%, but you don't get full recovery. And if you do, good for you. You maybe have caught it faster than others would have. Man, there's so many different things that can hurt you. And a tick is like so tiny. So yeah, there's that. Hey, my name's David. I'm the plant-powered runner, and I've been using the Maffetone method, aka running slow, for like 6 years. And I know what it takes to run a marathon. I know what it takes to run half marathons, 10Ks, and I know about ultra marathons, specifically 50 miles. I know how much it can kind of take out of you. So I know a little bit about running. I'm not an expert, but I am more of an intermediate kind of runner, a recreational runner, and I have this YouTube channel that I use to document my adventures and everything else that I'm doing right now, trying to get back into running after an injury that I picked up from driving my car. Really, it comes down to muscle loss. That's really the biggest thing, but yeah, it is what it is.